Good morning, everybody. Today, I'm going to be talking about a different kind of topic. Still dealing with anxiety, still dealing with stress, still dealing with depression. I've just noticed that, with me at least, I've always compared what I'm going through now with what it was like when I was a teenager, what it was like when I was younger. And it's hitting me differently, and I don't know why. So I started thinking to myself, what in my life is different now than it was when I was a teenager. I had a lot of stress, had a lot of anxiety as a teenager, but I dealt with it differently. And I couldn't start to figure out why. So I was starting to think through, and anxiety and stress stem from different sources, right? Different ages, different sources, different things going on. As a teenager, I had school. I had social fitting in, which I didn't do great at. Academic pressure, you wanted to do well in school so you could go to a good college and then get a real life and da 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 da. Hormones. If you've ever been a teenager, which most of you have, hormones is something that goes crazy for a while. I think my hormones are still a lot of whack, but maybe that's differently. Uh, Nowadays, of course, teenagers have social media too and other things. I didn't have that as much, so I guess that helped in a way. Um, Feeling excluded or not included. I played sports, but I wasn't, the star athlete. I was just kind of there, and it kind of made me feel different, ostracized a little bit. I was also a little wacky compared to a lot of kids I went to high school with. I didn't have the same family. I didn't have the same growing up. Didn't have the same dynamic. So I was different. Um, Long-term relationships, same thing. I had a relationship with my mother, didn't really have one with my father, that I'm still sad about. Uh, but I didn't have a lot of long-term relationships. I didn't have a way of dealing with things. I hadn't learned the magical term coping mechanisms. My coping mechanisms were drinking lots of Mountain Dew, eating lots of junk food, staying up late at night, and playing sports or playing video games, doing something, but it wasn't um, the same. Uh, of course, as an adult, I have learned that there's other things to do. I mean, podcast, medication, talking to people, uh, taking time for yourself, zoning out, logically zoning out to where you're okay, you're in a good place, you're trying to just let your brain reset. Those are all good things. Um, my coping mechanisms, of course, are different than it was when I was 15, 16 years old. I didn't know how to deal with a lot of things. So what I did was I lied. I told stories. I didn't exactly go the right path. I tried to sound either important or not important, depending on the situation. I tried to avoid things by not talking about them. I tried to avoid things by making up a grand story about them and then just not dealing with it. And that was the only way I knew how to cope. So that's what I did. And good, bad, or ugly, it worked. I mean, it kept me alive. When I was going through my, teenage years, I was changing physically, mentally, hormonally, spiritually. When I was 14, 15 years old, I changed schools. I changed my life. I moved out of my house. I changed who I hung out with. I changed everything. And it was a real mess. It was a mess because I didn't know what I was doing. I kind of was a hot mess. I didn't have a clue where I was going, what I was doing, and why I was doing it. So every day I just kind of made up a new part of me to see what stuck, to see what grew, to see what's made me feel okay, uh, things that made me better in my mind. They weren't always healthy, they weren't always right, but they were what I was figuring out for coping mechanisms. Again, today I've found other versions, other things to do that are a little healthier. Again, talking, changing expectations of myself, just understanding that there's so much I can do and there's so much I can't. Now, every day that's a struggle. Every day I want to do more. Every day I want to do something different. Um, and that's the thing I'm still struggling with is I'm still trying to feel like I belong, but I understand I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Hence the podcast being named the category mistake. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. My thing I'm trying to do is reach out to those who no one wants to reach out to. Now, the big thing I've learned in the last couple months is identifying, figuring out what causes my anxiety. what works, what doesn't work. So here's the things that cause my anxiety. And not some of them, most of them I can't avoid. Um, Driving. Well, you have to drive. Uh, in the state I live in the world I live in, driving is essential. Uh, Driving is a big one. Uh, Talking to people, big one. Again, you can't just go without talking to people. Social media does it. The news does it. Uh, Money does it. Feeling like I'm not completing a task does it. Yesterday, I was supposed to complete all these tasks and I didn't because, well, I filled my house full of smoke because I forgot I left something on the stove and it was on and it caught it. It was bad. Anyway, I learned, I've been learning that I can't always do everything perfectly. Well, I keep trying, and some days it really disappoints me. I know that I'm not going to, you know, I'm trying to get 50%. You know, I still try to do 3 things a day. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's also been very hot, so it's been a little more difficult to get things controlled, get things understood, to get things the way they should be. Now, saying all this, here's my big takeaway is as a teenager, I had adults who were supposed to guide me, who were supposed to show me, who were supposed to help me along the way. And I had a couple teachers, well, really one teacher. I had one parent who wasn't mine, and a couple friends who tried to show me. But the lifestyle I had grown up in, I had lost faith in, well, everybody, but I didn't trust what they were saying fully. I had learned not to trust a lot of things that my adults in my life had been telling me. So when people like Sharon Shink or David and Gracia had talked to me and tried to encourage me and tried to show me a different path, uh, I didn't fully listen. And because of that, I probably struggled longer than I should have. I probably struggled a lot longer than I should have. David and Gracia, his big thing was your mind's going a million miles an hour. How do we refocus you, recenter you to get you to be where you need to be? That's what he was trying to show me. He was trying to show me I belonged, people cared, and I was part of a grand design that I needed to just relax and let happen. I didn't listen, and now I'm understanding, but it took me a long time. Sharon Shink, this woman, faith of a mustard seed, move mountain type person, okay? Uh, she showed me that trust God for everything and it will happen. I didn't trust anyone. This woman took care of me. She supported me. She took me with all my warts, my bruises, my beat up life, the stupid and everything in between. And she didn't say, hey, change. She said, hey, I love you. Jesus loves you. When you're ready, let's go. And again, it took me a long time to realize that. It took me a long time to understand that. It took me a long time to come to grips with that. And I wish I had given her more respect and more love. And while I do now, I really feel like I should have been better for her. She did a lot for me. Uh, when I first started going over there, she wrote me a little note, and it's basically the psalm that says, David, you're a man after God's own heart. But she put my name there, and she did that because she wanted me to know that I don't have to go to God for God to love me. He loves me. Uh, God's waiting for me to come to him. He's already there. He's done 99.999% of the work. All I have to do is basically just say, hey, I'm here. And again, I know there's people who watch this who aren't, they don't believe the God thing, they don't believe the religion thing, they don't believe the faith thing, and I get that. Um, I have some students who went to a Catholic school who now don't believe, or have a lot less faith in God because of the world we live in. We live in a jacked up, screwed up world. We do. And when you're young, seeing the jacked up, screwed up world, you have no one to blame. You need to blame somebody. And if you grew up in the faith and you grew up in the hope of Jesus and the hope of God, or the hope of well, whoever you have the faith in that you can't see, and you hear he's all loving or he's all knowing or he's caring or he wants what's best, and then you see war, famine, death, you go, does he love us? Is he can't be real. There's no way this thing is real because if it was, this wouldn't be happening. Again, I understand that. I do. I've questioned my faith a lot. And lately I've been doing it, and it's not, hey God, I don't believe in you. It's, hey God, what am I missing? What I don't see the grand design. And it's not that I've lost faith in God, it's I've lost faith in understanding his path. Now, as a parent, I know my kids did not always understand everything I was doing for them. And sometimes I screwed up, but normally my interests every day were what was best for my kids and my family. And sometimes that meant no, and sometimes it meant not now, and sometimes it meant yes. And I feel like as humans, we forget that. Um, I know if Haley would have gotten her toe shoes at 10 instead of 14, now she would have been excited. She would have been ecstatic, but she wasn't ready for them. I know that if Joelle uh, went out to Montana with her mother at 12 to help her set up timber nook out there, she wouldn't be able to be a leader like she is today and growing and showing people the foundation that she learned by the hard work she did when she was younger. My own kids, I've got daughters and sons, and they both have gone through a lot of crazy things from surgeries to military service to divorce to marriage to kids that are a little special who need extra help to kids who are perfect to kids who are perfect and then need something. They all have gone through things, and I know because I was a parent who had kids like that. There are mornings where you just scream out, God, what are you doing? And why are you doing it to me? What did I do? What did I do to deserve it? I've been asking myself that a lot since I've been kind of losing my mind a little bit. And, it's getting better. I think this is helping. But some mornings I just wake up and I go, God, why? I have tried my best. I have helped others. I have been there for people. I've showed up. What have I done to deserve this? But then I get comments from somebody I don't know about, hey, your podcast is really helping me, and I don't always feel like people understand it. Me, I don't understand what's going on in my mind. You don't fully understand it. You're not speaking to me directly, but you're speaking enough that I feel like there's hope. There's hope for something different. There's hope for a change in my life. And I think, okay, that's good. That not bad. I can deal with that. That's a positive. Or I talk to somebody at church or in the community, and they just go, dude, you helped me. No one else would call me. You called me. Or no one else came to my house to check on me. You did. Or, hey, my mother's not doing well, and you checked on me when no one else knew what was going on. You just knew it was time to check on me. And then I remember that's what we're here for. We're here for fellowship, for community, to grow with each other. Um, Growth isn't exponential. Okay, it doesn't just go straight up. Um, there's times in my life where I've grown really well and then I flatline plateau or even dip. I've dipped about 3.5 years ago. Then you grow, then you dip, then you grow. It's what happens in plants. It happens in the world. If you think about it, everybody goes through a period where they don't They don't have a clue what's going on, but they grow from it. They get stronger. We prune plants to make them stronger. It's just what happens. It's a beautiful thing. When you work out, when you lift weights or run or anything else, you're tearing things down to build it up again. When I was in the military, basic training, you do all this work for the first 4 or 5 weeks. All they're doing is destroying your body and your mind. They're doing it so they can rebuild you to something better, to something different, to something that can be more beneficial to their needs. So physically, you're beat up. Every day you're pushing, you're pushing, you're pushing. By week 8, by week 7, week 8, week 9, you are just a machine. You know exactly what to do, how to do it, where to do it. And when it's time, when push comes to shove, when you go on that deployment or on that mission, um, that training kicks in, and everything that you need to know is that. Now, is that brainwashing? A little bit, a little bit. Um, but that's reality. We all are brainwashed, okay? We get brainwashed by commercials to tell us that, you know, McDonald's is healthy for us now. Or we get brainwashed by people in the news telling us this guy is bad or this guy is good. Everything we do is propaganda and brainwash. It's just we deem some of it okay and some of it not. When it's brainwashing for faith or hope, like God. When it's that type of brainwashing, well, you're a religious nutbag or you're crazy. If it's brainwashing saying vaccines are bad, then you're a religious, you're a nut, you're crazy. Or if it's brainwashing that the earth is flat, then you're crazy. But if it's brainwashing that, Donald Trump is bad, that's okay. Or uh, all vaccines are good for you. That's perfectly fine. Or um, America was right in 1940 to putting German people, not mostly German, mostly Japanese people, Asian people, in internment camps. That's okay because we were at war. Um, it wasn't okay. It's okay about moving native tribes out of Oklahoma uh, because we put them somewhere better. We needed the land. No, it's not okay. See, brainwashing is who's teaching it, what they're teaching, and who they're teaching it to. When I taught, I tried to let my students know that if I followed the book directly, then most of the bad things that happen in the world they'd never learn about. Because the books we teach from are slanted solely towards us being good, them being bad. Doesn't matter who the them is. Uh, it's us good, them bad. And I've never liked that. I've never enjoyed it. I never thought that was the right way to teach. See, Hitler killed Jews and Catholics and homosexuals and people with autism and mentally handicapped people and people with disabilities. He killed a lot of people, okay, just because. Now, that is worse than interning a race of people because they might have friends in the motherland that are going against us. But it doesn't mean it's right. The history books don't even talk about the internments in Japan, okay? Because it doesn't make us sound good. It doesn't make us look good. It makes us look like um, we're bad guys. And we're not because we wrote the books. So that's what's the deal is, guys. The deal is that we, um, as adults, we learn history, we learn things that happen, we learn how to cope with it, we learn how to deal with it. But what we don't do is we don't show the younger people, the teenagers, the um, 12 to 18-year-old people, we don't show these kids, these teenagers, um, what we had to go through, what we learned, and how we took that to grow ourselves to be better. Uh, we grew ourselves to be better because Well, we had to learn. Some of us learned from our parents, which I did not. Some of us learned from books, which I did not. Some of us learned from other people and life, which is what happened to me. I experienced a lot of things in this world. And by experiencing them, I learned that a lot of people that were supposed to be there for me, to teach me, to show me, to grow me, didn't do it. I don't want that to keep happening. My anxiety, my stress, my depression, whatever I'm going through, it's on me, 100%. Me having to learn how to deal with it now at 50 years old, I really wish there was someone in my life younger who gave me different ideas, different options on how to deal with it. My mother probably dealt with it. She never told me how she dealt with it. I know she medicated heavily, but I'm assuming my dad probably has had it in his life. My sisters probably too, but we didn't talk about it. We never talked about our mental health. I tried killing myself in 8th grade. I did that because I felt like no one cared. After I wrote the note and I took a couple days off from school, did I go to therapy? No, my parents didn't need it. Did I do anything different in my life? I got worse. I lashed out. I did dumb things at school. I got expelled from school and I had to change my life. And thank God I did. But I never dealt with that feeling of loneliness. And I still have it today. I still fear every day that no one actually is there for me and that no one actually cares about me. And that's a battle I'm going to have, I think, for a while. I struggle every day with just reminding myself that my wife loves me. I struggle every day that anyone's going to watch this or even care that I'm doing it. Now, most days when I do this, I get messages from at least one, if not more, people. And they tell me, they give me a little synopsis of what they think. Um, and they tell me their opinions. And I listen to their opinions. I understand their opinions and I get it. And I really care about their opinions. But every day it's a struggle. I wake up the same way. I wake up going, does anyone care that I'm here today? And I'm hoping through time, therapy, medication, and more time, that feeling gets less and less. But that's the one feeling I haven't been able to get under control yet. I can get my anxiety to like a 7 or 8. It's not a 10 all the time anymore. I can drop it. It can drop. It gets better. Um, but that feeling of loneliness, of abandonment is there. And that might take a long time, but I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to push because I'm worth it. And you people who are there for me, who support me, thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for caring. Thank you for making me feel like I'm worth it. I'm up to 19 subscribers. I think one of them is myself, but that's okay. Um, thank you all for watching. And today is the big day that I go and get a piece of paper from a judge, hopefully. And if that works, Friday I'll be going to Canada. So I might do this recording from Canada, everybody, which would be kind of cool because it means I actually got there. So thank you all for supporting me. We're over 3,000 views. That's good. I don't know what a good number is, but for me, 3,000 is a lot. So thank you all for watching and till tomorrow.